Hey everyone, Sophia here from mygreatchallenge.blogspot.com. I am back in the office, finally back in the office. Today I am making my window treatment. So for those of you who are new to my channel, check out the link down below or at the end where you can see the entire makeover of this office. Let me just give you a quick pan through so you get the kind of like a reminder of what I've done so far. So here we go, painted the office in blue, built those bookcases here. All of those steps are in videos on my channel. Built the one here, built the huge integrated bookcase that's over here. Right, and then I built the countertop here, which is mahogany. It's got stuff on it right now because we are using it. Built the cabinet here with the pull drawers. Up, there we go. For the equipment, and then what else did I do? Let's reorganize the entire closet here for all of the supplies, including my scrapbooking stuff. But today I am doing the windows. So I have this window right here and this window right there. Now I have a lot of choices. I don't want to crowd the office. That was the biggest issue we had to begin with, was that the office just felt cluttered and there was too much stuff. Granted, yes, there was too much stuff. And if you've watched the series, my entire first 9 days was just decluttering this office, which was just wall-to-wall trash if you ask me. So I don't want to go through that again. So the window treatment I'm going to do today is going to be as simple as possible. I'm not doing drapes. I'm only doing sheer panels, and I'm going to add valances that I'm going to make myself, and I'm going to show you the fabric right now. Alright, so for the sheer panels, I got these, and I believe I got them at Target. They're just regular white, bright white sheer panels that have kind of like a crushed design on it. So I'm going to install them right now. And then for the valances, the stuff I'm going to sew is basically sheets from the Martha Stewart Collection. Yes, I'm going to cut down those sheets and make valances. Why? Because I couldn't find the fabric that I wanted in any kind of store that's in my area. I wanted a gray fabric that kind of had like a lattice in white, and couldn't find it. So could have found it on the internet, I guess, but I got this at Macy's. It was on super sale, and on top of that I got a discount coupon on it. So they're just regular twin sheet set, and I'm just going to use the flat sheet part of it to make the valances. So here's the color. It's got gray, which is what I wanted. It's got yellow, which was what I wanted. It's not bright white, it's off-white as a background, and then it has this kind of like a taupe color. Now I'm not sure what the design is. Maybe I can find it in the back. The design itself is called Print Divine Neutral. So if you want to look for these on the internet, they're the Martha Stewart percale sheets, and they have them in different sizes, of course. So this is what it looks like against the blue, and I think it looks actually pretty cool. The yellow brings out the blue because they are complementary colors. So first step, I have my tension rods. One of them is going over here, actually two of them. One for the sheer, the other one is for the valance. And then on this side I have different types of rod. I have the ones that go as the corner. I'm going to show them to you in a second. So it's a double one, that goes like this basically. So there's going to be one for the sheer and one for the valance. So that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and install these sheer panels on this window, because that's going to be the easiest one to do. I just have to install the rods. That's it. Climb on top of the desk and we'll see what it looks like, and then I'll do the other one. So installing a tension rod is pretty easy. What you gotta do is remove this piece of plastic right here, and then you gotta insert the screw, and behind the screw there's a little bit of a square washer, and then on the other side of that you have the spring, right? And then the piece that's right here is actually this piece right here that pretty much gets inserted into the larger one. So basically the goal here is to get this as tight as possible, but you want to get it a little bit tighter, because what happens is that once you tighten the screw here and you start squishing this whole thing here to get into your corner, it's going to push against the spring, and once you release it, the spring is going to push back against it, therefore creating tension. So now that you've seen this, I'm just going to go ahead and flip it, because you don't want to have that side showing, right? And then you just install it properly. Try to level it. If I had a level, that probably would work better. And then put my shear panels right here, distribute them pretty much evenly. I'm looking at it at the bottom of the window here. I want them to be a little bit lower, so not a big deal. Just push that down a little bit and push that down here a little bit. Okay, so this needs to be up a tiny bit, and that's done. And that's what it looks like with the first set of shears. Now, the reason why I like to put shear panels is because it really diffuses the light. Now let me just turn off the light in the office so you get to see what it looks like. It's more soothing, it's not as harsh. I do have sunshine that comes through here from 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the summer until about 8 o'clock, pretty much all of sunset. So what happens is that I get sunshine here, and it is a little bit of a bother. So if you put shear panels, especially the ones that have kind of like a little integrated design like this crunch thing here, it's going to diffuse the light and you won't strain your eyes anymore, okay? All right, before I install the next one, I'm just gonna go ahead and start sewing these together and show you how I proceed. Okay, so I'm back. All I'm gonna do now is start cutting one of the sheets. I've already measured my window. I need a 42 length and 18th height, I guess, on the valances. And I'm doing straight flat panels. I'm not doing anything fancy. Just grab that one sheet. That's the flat one, not the fitted one. And I believe that's the first one right there. So I'm gonna cut that and count at least 1 inch for seam. So if I'm doing 42 in length and I need 1 inch for seam, I'm gonna do 42 plus 1 plus 1, so that's 44. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the 18 inch, except that the bottom part I'm not adding. I'll show you why. And I'm also working the positive side against the positive side. I'm not a seamstress, so I probably don't have the right terms. That's okay. I'm probably gonna need to give it a little of an iron. I'm gonna do that right now. First, I want to make sure I got the right length across. I gotta have at least 44. Yep. Alright, so I'm good. Let me get my iron and start getting all the folds and the wrinkles out of the way. Now, I don't recommend that you iron directly onto your dining room table because you're going to kill your varnish. The only reason why I can do it on mine is because my table is actually not a real dining room table. And if you've watched my very first video on YouTube, you'll know about it. It's just a piece of plywood that I have hooked and pretty much screwed into an old table that was only for 4 people, so now I can seat 8, so I still don't have a real dining room. It's okay with me. Alright, let me just flatten out all those wrinkles. And I hate ironing, you know that. But the only reason why I want to do this is because it's just basically helping me getting straight cuts and not messing up in my measurements. Plus, it looks prettier once it's finished. Alright, done. Put that aside because I'm going to need it later, and let's go into cutting. Okay, so let me see if I can get 44. Now, I want the pattern not to be this way, but this way. So I have to turn this way. And again, I'm putting, I think it's called right side against right side. Because I'm not lining them with the contrasting color. I could. I'm just going to line them with the same fabric. basically. So I'm going to start by cutting this right here. So I'm cutting the top seam of the sheets. You know which one I'm talking about, the one that's a little bit thicker and makes it look like a border for the top part of your sheet. And I'm actually going to save this because if I wanted to, I could use that as a decorative item later on, because it's pretty much made like a ribbon. See, it's already double-sided for me. Put that aside. I could use it at a little time. Now I gotta realign my fabric. Okay. So remember, I need 44 by 18. I'm going to do 19. Right here. I'm going to use my extra rod to trace. And I'm just ready to cut. So the first one I just cut is for the window that is in between the two bookcases, not the one that is free floating. That window I'm using a different type of brackets. I'm using these for ones, and you've seen them before. They're super cheapy. They're the ones that come with an angle. So the one at the bottom here is going to be for the sheer panels. Here. Alright, so there's one here for the sheer panel, and then there's the other one here for the valance. Now, this goes around like this, so I have to have my valance go around as well. I know that I need 42 up to here, but I need to add 350 on either side, so that's 7. So I need to do 44 plus 7. You get it? So that's 51. So that's what I need to cut, 51. So I'm going to start sewing the long valance. That's the one for the floating window. Again, I have the right side against right side like this, right? And here I marked where the rod is basically going to go, right? Like this. So I know that I need to stop sewing from here to over there. So what I'm going to do really is just sew the whole thing all around, just like a pillowcase, right? All around, but I'm going to stop about here, way before my mark, because what's going to happen is that I'm not going to sew this. What's going to happen here is that I'm going to leave this open so that I can pull my fabric the right side out. You get it? Then I'm going to flatten it and iron it, right? Then I'll stitch those by hand over here. This is going to be already machine sewn, all right? And once I have the whole piece right side out, with the right side fabric showing, then I will just stitch over here along those lines. I'm gonna have to redraw the lines on the other side. So I have my valance at the bottom, my pocket for the rod right here, and then another piece of fabric there that's gonna be called the pleating, I guess, or whatever you call it. I don't know. So again, I'm not a seamstress. I just know a little bit about sewing. That's it. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm on the top of the valance here. I have my fabrics again, right side against right side. See, here is the part where I know I'm gonna have the pocket, but right now I'm just doing the top. I'm doing pretty much the width of the foot of my machine, which is about I don't even know, I think it's 1/2 inch. Yeah, just a little bit over 1/2 inch. You could do more if you wanted to. And it's just straight stitching. The color I'm using is a beige. I'm not sure if you can see that. I could have gone with a white, but I don't have any more, so I'm just gonna use beige. And remember, I'm doing this just like a pillowcase. I'm going all around, except towards the end here, where I'm gonna stop about at this point here, so that I can grab everything and pull it right side out. So remember, when I get to the other side, when I'm doing the height where I'm marked for my pocket rod, I'm just basically going to sew all the way up to here and then reverse a little bit, stop, and start over on this side right here. So I leave this part right here unsewn because that needs to be empty so I can have my rod go through. I'm going to stop about here. Reverse. And that's it. Let's pull it right side out. All right, let's hope this worked. Now this is allowing me to just pull my arm in there. I'm gonna grab this corner here and this corner there, and I'm gonna pull the whole thing right side out. There we go. So this is the basic structure of a valance, but I still need to pull the corners out and flatten them. I have to iron the whole thing. There we go. So I need to pull the corners. Just put the point of my scissors, I hope you can see that, right here to get the corner. Do it here as well. Right? So now what I'm going to have to do is iron the whole thing, in particular the corners, to make them nice and pointy, before I go ahead and where I'm marked for the pocket for my rod, just go ahead and sew along those lines right here, so that I would have, like I said, the three parts: the top part, the pleat right here, the pocket for the rod, and then the rest of the valance. Alright, so I've inserted it in the rod right here, you see that? So it's going all the way around this way, and this is pretty much 42, but again, because it's on the one of those bracket that can extend, once I have it on the window, then I can kind of gather the fabric, move it around, make sure that it's pretty much even on both sides. Just going to show you what it looks like. It's a little bit tight. I think the next one I'm going to do it a little bit less tight. It doesn't bother me. It kind of gives it a little bit of a, I don't know, effect, I guess. But pretty much that's it. That's the first valance. So let me do the second one, and then we're going to go ahead and install them in the office. Alright, here's the second one, and this one is on tension rod, you remember? Because that's going on the window that's above my desk, and that's the one that's in between the two bookcases. So I made the pocket a little bit larger so it was easier to put the rod in it. You can still see it, so together I think that they're going to look pretty good. I don't know if I want to do something fussy on it, like a bow, I don't know. So let me just install this one, then I got to get the drill and install the other one. Alright, so the first one is on. I hope you can see even though it's backlit. But basically, this is what the first valance looks like. Yeah, I'm liking it. I really like the color. It's kind of subtle. It's a neutral, obviously. You can't really see it. It doesn't, you know, kind of interfere with the blue. Matter of fact, the gray, when you look at it closer, is almost looking blue now because it's picking up the hues from the wall. So I really like it. Let me look. Let me move it back, see if maybe you can see a little bit more. You're probably going to be able to see it more when I get to that window because of the backlight. But however, yeah, I think it looks really, really good. And I don't want to fuss with it. I was going to put a bow or something here. Kind of like gather it maybe in the middle. Nah, I'm just going to leave it like this. Alright, I got to get my drill, install the 2 brackets that go over there, and finish this window. It's done. Here we go. Second and final window, and this is what it looks like with the valance. So you see, super easy. Only took a few hours. It goes pretty much all the way around, though I could push it probably a little bit more to touch the wall over here. But I just want to show you something. See, look at this. This is the quality of the stuff you get at Target. I'm sorry, but this is really garbage. This is not good at all. So what I'm probably going to have to do is take those down and do a fold like this and sew them back. It's not like that everywhere. Well, yeah, it is. Alright, so not happy with that. For now, I'm just going to cut some of the thread that's coming out. But otherwise, here's the valance. This one, the pleat on the top stays up a little bit more as opposed to the other one, though you can't tell really, only because it's tighter in the pocket. But otherwise, this is what it looks like. You see, I've flattened that with the iron now. If I really wanted to get fancy, I could get like a bow here with the same fabric and do a kind of like a strip that goes down, and then gather this like this a little bit and get it to, you know, look like it's a half moon on either side, but that's not the look I want. Let me pull out a little bit so you can see it better. And that's what it looks like from far in the room, and the other one, which is still backlit. So pretty happy with this project so far. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon. I'm about ready to just call it quits. It's really humid today. It's hot, really hot in here. I got the fan going on. Just to give you a heads up, got some ideas with the leftover fabric. One of them is to upholster the computer chairs with it. That could actually look pretty good as a tie-in. And then I'm thinking about doing the fabric as a cover for the blades of the fan. So that's going to be in upcoming videos. And what else do I want to do? Oh yeah, I have some cork boards. I have 2 of them that I want to put on either side of our desk, and those are going to be covered with the fabric as well. So it's all going to tie in with that fabric, and I really, really like it. I'm not sure if you can tell, but the gray inside the fabric right here almost looks blue, and I think I talked about it before, and it really, really blends in beautifully with the blue and the white. So I'm happy with my color choice. Are they a little bit too long? Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I really like the one above my window and the way it looks overall. So this is coming along quite nicely. I'm loving this project, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm really loving this project. The office has been very functional and super easy to clean. I'm talking like sweep, mop, dust a little bit, tidy here and there, and this is it. It's might be the easiest room to clean in the house so far. So very happy. Little reminder, I started this project last week of January. Today is the 10th of June. So I've been working on this project for quite some time. Definitely my longest project ever, though I'm sure I'll come up with something as crazy. But it's been a journey, and I've been loving every step of it, except maybe when I had to do the filing cabinet. But anyway, alright, so give me a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe if you're new, check out the entire office makeover, the link is down below and at the end. Check out my other videos. I have cleaning, organizing, DIY projects, day in the lives, beauty reviews, you name it. My channel is pretty complete. It's home management for the rest of us and everything in between. I'll talk to you later. Bye!